The Shiki! Well, that's the start of the episode. No way I'm not leaving that in.
Especially if you put it to what's that one? No, I can't remember that song at all. I have no idea what its name is.
Hey, Mickey? No.
No, the one.
Shiki is Shiki.
No, the one that goes. That one?
Oh.
Yeah.
Tequila?
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tequila.
Yeah. Yeah. You put it to that.
I like the Hey Mickey version better.
No, that's good too. You do both. Do that shit. More random work for Marty to do.
We're going to turn him into a DJ yet.
Uh-huh.
Shoot, I didn't know what that.
DJ Hobo, please, over there.
I was just going to say DJ Hobo. Think how you could play that up too. Just grumble into the microphone about it. You don't know.
Okay, yep, this is. Look, I have a full. All right. Notes. Hey.
Oh, nice.
See, it's even got the title up at the top.
All right, there we go. It's a good thing I checked that because that could have been really bad. Like, my volume was way up, so it was like you could just hear. I'm like, holy shit, is this the microphone? No, it's just up to 7 instead of 5. All right.
Now you understand the power of the Baywatch.
Okay. I wish it sounded that cool. It just made it sound like I was out of breath going. I'm like, no. Okay.
Darth Nebulizer over there.
All right.
God, I hate some of those names that they've given to the Sith.
Oh no,
They're the worst.
all the Sith names are awful. This is like past Vader. That's it.
Yeah.
The good news though is I can lower individual channels, so I can probably just cut my channel off and
I got to get what
here.
Palpatine's like.
Sidious.
That's right. It is Sidious. I forget that.
At least that one they took the in out of Insidious.
Yeah.
Darth Maul, they were like, how about right on the button with this one?
Well, that one seems like it could be like an alien name or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
But it's also just like exactly what he does to people.
Yeah.
So
So he does kind of run around like a wild animal.
Yeah.
yeah. There's a couple scenes that are decent in the whole first movie. And one of them is the pointless laser gates.
Yeah.
Because he acts like an animal there. He's like pacing like a lion, like, I'm gonna eat that motherfucker over there.
No, that's a real good one because it has them all doing like their things. You know, Obi-Wan looking all worried and
Qui-Gon all meditating.
Qui-Gon meditating and Darth Maul just pacing like a tiger in a cage.
Yeah. Just barely contained rage. It's like, oh, this is... Okay, no, it's bad to back.
Now it's all choreographed sword fighting.
Yeah. The best way to fight with two laser swords is to twirl and jump needlessly.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. Of course!
That's why when Vader and Obi-Wan fought, they just went, You're like, I'm too old for that shit.
Well, I mean, look what got Vader last time. No legs and next to lava.
That's still the best spoiler ever.
No, 100%. That's the best way to spoil them. Best way to spoil large movie you kind of don't care about.
Yeah. The shittiest movie. We had given up on that movie so much by then. Now I want to look up Anakin getting his legs burned off in the Lego Star Wars. Legs burned. Head off. Lego Star Wars. 6 minutes long. Jesus. I just want to get to the end. Just like the real movie. No. Oh, this is somebody did it with actual Legos.
Naboo.
No, not Naboo. That's a different planet.
I get it.
Blah, 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 blah.
You got jokes, everybody.
And this is somebody laid over Lego Star Wars graphics onto the real scene from Star Wars. God damn it, how come it's so hard to find? It's impossible. There's so many people who's created it with Legos. And this is the Lego Star Wars Force Awakens Han Solo jet scene. What the fuck? Evidently, it's impossible to find. I think I was just using the wrong keywords here. Did you find it?
What are you looking for? What is it?
This is the cutscene from Lego Star Wars 3, Revenge of the Sith. Which, yeah, that's
Yep. No, just,
oh god, I forgot.
just this.
We were watching trailers of video games on TV.
Yeah.
And they showed that scene in the trailer for the game before, I think it was before the movie had even come out.
It felt like, I thought that was the case.
Oh, wow.
They were like, holy shit, did that just happen?
Pretty funny.
Especially since we didn't care about the movie at all.
Well, it's a prequel too. Even if I did, it'd be like, I already know what's going to happen pretty much.
Yeah, but they're still like, I mean, it was never confirmed that Vader didn't have legs before that.
Yeah.
Okay.
The exact specifics of him getting fucked up.
And you don't, well, you probably assumed, you weren't for sure that Obi-Wan was the one who had fucked him up.
Yeah, I had no idea about that or anything, but it's like, I assume that they're gonna fight.
Yeah. And that's the entirety of the third movie, really. God damn, that scene is so long.
It's a long ass scene.
You know what it's longer than? An episode of Baywatch Night.
Oh.
I think it takes place over a longer period of time. I think this, if you just took the scene itself, no, but it's kind of like
with the scenes in a cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
So you're saying you saw an episode of Baywatch Nights?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. What's Baywatch Nights?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What they need is Baywatch Nights Lego. We'll put that on TikTok. No.
You can't do a callback to something that doesn't exist.
Motherfucker, I just did.
What do you mean TikTok exists? It's
Yeah.
Vine instead.
Yeah, we discussed this already.
Alright. So, yeah. So, what the fuck happened in Baywatch Nights?
Uh-huh.
Alright. So, the first scene opens with a crop duster.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just flying around, and God damn it! And then the Hoff
Is that just Hoff jerking off into a pool?
You're not. I mean, you're 50% of the way there. Hoff sticks an already eaten from chicken bone in his mouth.
Yeah. What is it? Hoff and
Ellerby.
Hoff and Ellerby are on a stakeout. Mm-hmm. In a field, weirdly enough.
Yeah, it's real sneaky, being in a convertible.
Yeah, they're just
in the middle of fucking nowhere.
They're just like in a field, more or less, like a farm field, a crop duster, and then like they're just looking through binoculars at these guys, who could just as easily be looking over at them. Just be like, why is that convertible there?
Yeah, the person they're staking out seemingly has multiple nicknames because he is Big Don Dreams Come True Donahue.
What?
Yes,
That's his name.
Big Don Dreams Come True Donahue.
Okay.
He has more fake words in his name than real parts of his name.
Yeah?
It is the Darth Vader of names. It is more machine than man now.
Yeah.
And evidently, he makes some ridiculous, I think they said like $20,000 a month selling like bullshit out of his truck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know what the fuck he's selling the shit for, but it was like just like stolen, like
He definitely sounds like
electronics.
he's running a pyramid scheme.
multi-level marketing. Come on now.
Well, no, yeah. He just basically sells stolen goods.
Yeah, and it's not even like he's moving it in bulk. He's getting it from a dude who has like a Buick Duster with a trunk full of like stolen toasters and shit. It's not even like brand new. Like it's just like a pile of shit in there.
Yeah, no, it's a pile of shit, all right.
I don't know how this guy's making so much money out of this.
He's really good at haggling. That's what I
Yeah, I don't know. He makes dreams come true.
I went to the city dump and found a bunch of appliances. Here you go.
Well, no, he has somebody else do that because he gets it delivered to his semi truck. He has a semi, but there's the middleman with the Buick Duster. He's the one who gets it out of the dump.
Yeah.
That's why it's multi-level marketing.
Got it.
All the levels of the dump.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it ends with Wally. So, and so they're like, Hoff, who has evidently an insatiable appetite for chicken, is like, there any more chicken left? And Ellerby's like, there's as much as there was when you asked an hour ago. And then he still picks up a bone and puts it in his mouth and is like, ugh! So evidently...
Yeah, because they got KFC in the backseat.
Yeah. It was like a $5 fill-up looking box. And so evidently he can't keep track of the fact that they're A, out of chicken, and B, that's the same amount of chicken they had an hour ago.
Yeah.
Or that any chicken left in the box will just be bones. So instead, yeah, he does that, and then the only other thing... So then they're sitting there, and they show the plane, and they're like, hey, they do the old, hey, it's quiet. Maybe a little too quiet. This is the first time I've ever heard that line spouted over the sound of an airplane engine.
Yeah.
Because you can hear the propeller. And they're like, maybe it's too quiet. And they look in the rearview mirror and they watch it for like a good 10 seconds of the plane coming up on them, approaching them. They're like, uh-oh. And you practically get the womp womp womp.
Yeah. So they get crop
Yeah, they
dusted.
totally get crop dusted.
Which is weird. In a
Yeah.
lot of ways, because it's like, did the plane not know they were there? Did the plane do that on purpose?
Is the plane part of Big Don?
Yeah, is the plane on Big Don's payroll?
Did Big Don dream of his crop duster crop dusting them? Because he makes dreams come true.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird dumb questions that this
Big
brings
Dom
up.
had a dream.
And the important thing to know is none of this matters for the rest of the episode.
Yep, completely pointless.
Great.
This has nothing to do with the airplane, the stolen goods, the truck, or the guy.
Not even the chicken?
Not even the chicken.
Not even
There's
the
a
chicken.
callback to the chicken. There's one callback to the chicken.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Later, Ellerby says he gets frustrated and says he should just buy a chicken franchise.
Oh,
So that's the best they got. That whole scene exists so that later Ellerby can have the idea of buying a chicken franchise.
Racist.
Yeah. So then they're in the office. There's a client there, and she's telling him how she worked for a phone sex line, and
did a wink to the producer.
well, it was one of those things where she says, "You ever hear those 976 numbers?" And then Hoff is like, "Yeah, it's like this much a minute." He knows the whole structure.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "What? I saw a commercial one time." I'm like, bullshit, Hoff. You have that shit on speed dial.
That's when he started the crop dusting.
You have it both on speed dial under 6 and 9 because you think it's funny. So, yeah. The three takeaways from this are the main plot hook, which is that she's owed money by the person she worked for, Fran Cicero, and she's owed like $2,000, and so okay, we can draw up a standard contract, which they evidently for their level of incompetence that we've seen through the first 5 episodes, it's $50 an hour for these assholes to work on anything.
Wow.
And she's like, I can't afford that. I'm only trying to get this $2,000 back. I thought it was the 20% contingency fee or whatever. And then they do we'll have a little meeting over here, which they don't even leave the desk. They just lean over to each other.
Yeah. They basically huddle behind the desk.
Without even like lowering their voices. Like, you think we should do it? Fuck it.
Wasn't there a thing like they're super broke?
Yeah. Like, we have no money. A little bit of money is better than no money at all.
Yeah. Like they're like the thing that we fucked up at the beginning that doesn't matter means we're fucking poor as shit.
Yeah. Being covered in pesticides turns out it's bad for your wallet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the cancer treatments.
Yeah.
The second takeaway is that Hoff totally knows the pricing schemes of phone sex hotlines.
Right.
And the third was that Ellerby knows the plot intricacies of soap operas. That's the only thing that really happens in that scene. But when they're going through they go, well, how are we gonna get somebody? We'll go figure it out, and they go.
So they go and
Yeah.
They just go to the lady directly.
Yeah. And so they go to the building that she's supposed to have for your office in. And there's, again, the whole thing is kind of weird, but they have just notes all over the door, basically bitch, give me my money.
Yeah. There's a bunch of notes that basically threats and some lines of, hey, that all that money that you owe me, you should pay me.
Yeah. Please see my bank account for further details.
Yeah.
And there's a hole punched in the door a little bit, and so Hoff, naturally with his perfect instinct, starts to try to poke at it with his fingers.
Right.
And then Andrew's like, "Oh, hold on." She's like, "There's some staining on the door."
Could be blood or something.
Yeah. I'm like, "Oh, there's staining on the phone sex operator's door. That's good."
So yeah, she tries to do actual detective work.
Yeah, she takes
Actual detective work.
She takes
sounds like nonsense.
She takes some splinters out of the door, and then Ellerby and Hoff are like, "Oh, we're just gonna walk around because we don't have any good ideas." They did ring they called the phone.
Yeah, they
could hear that it wasn't ringing through the door, and it went to the answering machine. And they're like, "Yeah, it's not ringing through." All right, we're just gonna walk around like assholes. And they walk around to the corner, and there's this looks like it's not even an actual office building. This is an old shitty apartment.
Yeah, that has already been converted into office.
Yeah.
And so, around the corner, there's a place that has a security guard out front, and it's got a sign on the door, it says SNS Ventures or some bullshit.
Yeah.
And they ask about Fran to the security guard. He doesn't even say anything. He doesn't even say I'm not saying anything or get out of here. he just looks at him and then just looks away, like he's just like an NPC that doesn't have any dialogue programmed.
Well, they had to pay. If he said anything, they'd have to pay him.
And it's like
He does have voice works.
He does
he does?
later.
Oh.
He does later. But I mean, yeah, maybe it was like they could pay him at a different rate if he said less than, and they're like, just saying no here puts him over the word count. Plus, they paid for the sign. I mean, that was
Yeah.
And then some dude comes out of the out of there, and they ask him about her, and he's like, I had never heard of her. I don't know. And leaves, and they do like a zoom in on the sign on the door. Like, we wouldn't pay for this prop unless it wasn't important. Woo.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much all that happens there. And they go down to go out the door, and this is when Ellerby says he wants to buy a chicken franchise.
Uh-huh.
He's like, don't get no money. You buy a chicken franchise. And they walk around the corner, and Angie's still doing more detective work than they ever planned on doing here.
Yeah.
She's up on some scaffolding, looking into the window, and she's like
like outside the building.
Yeah, and she's like, the answering machine is not the one in there. The one that's picking up isn't the one in there.
Yeah, because she can see an answering machine.
Yeah.
It's close enough to the door, but it's not ringing.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, okay, and then the Ford Bronco of Doom comes pulling up, hauling ass around the corner, and clips the scaffolding.
One of the legs. Of the
Yeah.
Oh.
And then, so then there's like a rope there. I don't know what the scaffolding and this rope was about.
Yeah.
But it was there. And so, because reasons. And so then she's hanging from the rope. Which they didn't even conceal, like, the stuff fixing the rope to, like, the harness she's wearing under her clothes. Like, you can see it on the rope.
Nice.
And then Hoff's like, oh, hold on. He runs up there and starts climbing the building to get to the fire escape to then try to pull her over. And he ends up doing a thing where he goes over and, like, instead of, like, pulling her over and getting her onto the fire escape, he then gets onto the rope with her, and they both lower down while there's like a counterweight down here.
Yeah, because it's on a pulley.
Yeah.
Okay.
Goes up. That was his plan. I don't know why he didn't just pull her off to the fire escape.
Yeah, it was real weird.
And use the fire escape to escape a dangerous situation.
It was real weird.
Or just use the pulley action from down below from where it was to move.
Yeah, he could have just pulled the rope down.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways this could have been solved, and he used none of them. Instead, he gets on the rope with her.
And they just ride it down.
Yeah. And then Ellerby comes down. Because I don't even remember what he did. I remember he talked about the chicken.
He chased after the Ford Bronco.
That's right, he chased after the Bronco, then he came back, yeah.
Trying to get the plate or whatever.
And he came back, and then he helps her get down. And then when they get down, they don't bother hiding the rigging stuff again. Yeah. So they're like, oh, we gotta pull this rope. And like the rope is coming back up and attached to underneath Hoff's jacket. And they just kind of had him like pull the bottom of the jacket over it a little bit. So it just looks ridiculous.
Uh-huh.
He's like, yeah, you that there.
And because they can't actually...
You can edit this, right?
They're like, no.
And because they can't actually, leave the rope, they have to stand there for a little bit and tie it down.
Yeah, they said that we want to tie this to something.
It's like they could shot composition it so that you don't see it, and then edit the scenes where they have to. No.
Now, had they revealed at that point that the dude was the one running the? Oh, really?
No,
okay.
no. That's much later.
Okay.
Oh, you mean he was running the phone sex thing? Yeah. No, they revealed that when he opened the door, you could see behind him.
Yeah. It was a cover, but yeah, the dude who came out and said he had no idea about Fran or whatever. It's like clear that he's running the phone sex operation.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of
ladies behind him.
Yeah.
On the phone. In negligees.
Yeah.
Not actually, but you get the idea. They're obviously doing phone sex.
Yeah. So then they go. Now they're at their client's and her boyfriend's place,
Right.
which they're staying at a guest house at some mansion, and like the guy is like a dirt bike racer.
Yeah. So he's working on his dirt bike.
Yeah. And Hoff's like, oh yeah, love bikes. But nothing really they talk a little bit about what happened, but it seems like this is just padding for time.
Well, it sort of sets up the boyfriend's character. And
Yeah.
It sort of sets up
The fact that he has a dirt bike.
and it sort of sets up what is it the client's fears, right?
It might have.
Fears?
I mean,
Well, part of the whole thing is that it's not just that she's not being paid; it's that there's a possibility that they would use her work as blackmail material.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
um,
I don't know if that's the boyfriend's. I don't know if that's the boyfriend's thing or her thing, but it's one of their things.
yeah. But yeah, it's mostly. I think he might have mentioned because I think he's really they talk with her a little bit, but it's mostly just him and the Hoff talking.
Yeah, true. I think it's him. But,
Trying to get into Disney voice acting, and they're gonna use the.
Well,
Yeah.
she is an actress.
Yeah,
That's
she's
the
an
whole
actress.
thing.
That's what that's why she's doing this so that she can get money to be an actress.
Yeah.
But he's like, well, they're going to just use this as dirt on you in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. The stripper trying to go through college.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Because yeah, who hasn't heard somebody's phone sex background coming up in acting? This is a story as old as time itself. Hear about it every day.
Yeah.
So,
Poor Sylvester Stallone.
yeah. So they. So next.
Hey yo, I'm wearing shorts.
It was a thing, though.
No, he was in like a softcore porn.
Yeah, he was in a soft.
No, but it was specifically.
I know,
phone
but yeah, that's,
Phone
we're
sex is
talking about
funny.
phone sex.
Phone sex is funnier.
I'm taking off my shirt.
Anyway.
Oh, he's going in an African.
Pool boy or something. I don't know. Phone sex too.
So yeah. So then Ellerby goes over to meet somebody he knows back from when he was a police officer, which is the post Police Academy movies Michael Winslow in a van. So it's like the whole reason for this to exist is just so he can like do stuff in the van and make his little Michael Winslow noises and then just tell him information, which he doesn't seem to get from anywhere. I don't even know if the van actually does anything, or if he just sits back there and goes and makes his little Michael Winslow voices, and then just tells Ellerby information, because that's seemingly what happens. But he tells him that the phone is being routed, the call is being routed to a different number, and they don't show it, but he gets some equipment to track down where the calls are going to, because it's like a cell phone. And since this is the early days, well, not the early days, but the still fairly early days of cell phones, they actually like do a shot after that with him and Angie go to a cell phone tower, and they're like, "That's a cell phone antenna." And like, the cell phone is connecting to somewhere, this tower from somewhere around here. Basically telling the audience what everyone would know now. So, oh, dang it. I forgot a part that was funny. I forgot a line that was funny. when they were at the house, and the Hoff does his shady noir voiceover narration thing. He's like, when I was in school, we learned that Isaac Newton figured out the laws of the universe from watching apples fall from trees. And he states that for every action there's an equal but opposite reaction. But what it turns out is that what's true for apples isn't always true for people.
I did forget about that one.
I think most things that are true for apples are not true for people. They grow on trees.
It is apples and oranges, not apples and people.
True. But it was also a line from Sylvester Stallone. So it's like
I don't like an apple. You can put me in your pie.
Gross.
Yeah. So they're in like an industrial area. Using their little like phone detectors.
Yeah. The phone tricorder.
Yeah. You like put in a number, I guess, because there's a phone number at the top, and then it's basically using like what's the thing from Ghostbusters?
Oh, shit.
EKG meter?
Yep.
Yeah, it's basically like one of those looking things. So they're tracking it around. They split up to cover more ground. That's what you always do.
Naturally.
And Ellerby finds the signal is going towards like a junkyard, and he goes in and like on the bottom of a stack of cars, they find a laptop. He finds a laptop and the body of the lady they were looking for.
Yeah, just in this car.
Yeah, just dead in the car.
Basically.
Yeah, and so he calls Angie and tells her, "Oh yeah, I found her. She's in this car." And Angie's the only one, and he's like, "Oh, it looks like there was some forwarding software on her computer that was just forwarding the calls to here." And she's like, "And it's still on after 3 days." And I'm like, "Yeah, what the fuck? How is a laptop on for 3 days?" And the answer is the writers never address it. Because this is a fucking laptop from like 1994.
Yep.
So of course it can last 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Battery life of 45 minutes.
Yeah. So yeah, they don't have any answer there, and so the next scene picks up with them at the not sure if he's the coroner or a medical examiner, but I'll say coroner.
Yeah.
They're at the corner with the body, and Angie is getting both information and corned beef from the guy.
Yeah, literally.
What?
Yeah, she's talking to him about information while also acquiring a jar of corned beef.
I wouldn't want jars of corned beef from the medical examiner.
No, it's not a good look.
I've made this with my formaldehyde.
And so he's explaining that she has a ring and it has some scrapings in it. It looks like she was being choked and she tried to reach and fight the person off and it got something from the attacker under it. Then Ellerby walks in with a detective dude and he's like, "That's where you ended up." Just evidently gave her the shake. Or she gave him the shake. And Ellerby's in his "I am not a cop" mode because he's wearing a do-rag. He's trying to toughen up his image here. But yeah, they basically talk a little bit. The detective immediately gives up his list of suspects to these shitty detectives.
Yeah, for very little reason.
Yeah, for no reason at all. Because
they're like, "Hey, come on!" And he's like, "Yeah, okay."
Yeah, both the private detectives and the police are equally incompetent in this universe.
It's me like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. And they're like, hey, come on.
No, it's not quite like that. It's like they do like the shittiest version of like fishing for it, where they basically like drop the hints that like they're in the know. And he's like, yeah, that matches our list of suspects who are these guys. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. So they basically assume the same thing, that it's either their client or the guy who's running the phone sex operation.
Yeah, he wanted to shut her up for some reason. Yeah,
for, business reasons and stuff.
Or the client just, is mad at her because of the whole not paying her thing.
Yeah. So, when they're outside, Angie and Ellerby talk about their same shitty taste in books.
Uh-huh.
And how it made them want to be detectives because they read books one time. And, which, like, it was weird because I was thinking while I was watching this, I was like, this is multiple times now that Ellerby and Angie have had, like, these in-depth discussions about their childhood and their past. And they seem to be connecting on a real and personal level. And yet they keep setting up Angie and the Hoff as the love interest, and it makes no sense.
Uh-huh.
They never get along about anything.
No. Well, you know the wisdom of DJ Scat Cat.
I don't know, man. I'm saying I'm full on. I'm Team Ellerby for Angie here. I think they're way more compatible. I'm sticking to that. I think the Hoff should go with Destiny.
I just see Destiny, period.
But yeah, so
not with anybody, just see Destiny.
You just want her side project to be your show that you watch.
Sure.
This is a series in which the main character is Destiny, but she has a Dodge Viper.
Hell yeah!
And so, but yeah, Angie's getting on the back of Ellerby's motorcycle, and they head off. She's on the back holding the big jar of corned beef. Happy as a clam because she has corned beef and gets to talk about these shitty bugs. And then the Ford Bronco of Doom pulls up, and out comes the phone sex dude, Sylvester Stallone. I'm just kidding.
No, the old guy who's in charge.
Yeah, and Hoff's like, "Oh, you sure you're not gonna call the insurance about that?" Because there's like the scuff on the front from the attempted murder that he had.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, "Oh yeah, no, they don't care about that." Basically, like, "Yeah, who cares about attempted murder?"
Yeah, this guy's
this is only a police station I'm at.
Guy is a real piece of shit about everything. To be honest.
And they're like, "Why didn't you tell us that you were business partners with her?" And he's like, "'Cause fuck you."
Yeah, no, he's so needlessly antagonistic.
And at this point, this was the point at which I was like, "This guy 100% didn't do it.
Uh-huh.
He's just needlessly an asshole for no reason."
Yeah.
So there's no way he's the guy who did anything wrong.
Yeah, he's getting the
other than attempted murder Angie Harmon. But besides
Who
that,
hasn't attempted murder Angie?
He's getting the red herring treatment so fucking hard.
Yeah.
They might as well just given him like might as well be carrying a case of red herring.
It might as well have the fucking Fred.
Try my herring and tomato sauce.
He might as well be, yeah. It's pretty terrible how hard they're.
He might as well be the character of Pup Baby Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. So yeah, so they have their little back and forth, and then cuts to Angie because they've decided, she's got to go in and infiltrate the guys.
Yeah, that's the
phone sex.
That is the plan that they came up with. Is that they're sort of out of leads.
Mm-hmm.
So she has to infiltrate phone sex operation.
Yeah.
All right.
She has to get a job as a phone sex line person, and so like she has to practice for it.
And of course, she doesn't want to do it. She's not really the person for it in a lot of ways. She's too much of a tomboy, etc., etc.
Get Ellerby to do it.
which has already been the plot of like previous episodes of this.
No, yeah.
We're already reusing situations here.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so then she's like practicing in the mirror later, like trying to get into the, trying to figure out how she's gonna do this, and so she goes and like looks in the mirror, and she's trying to do the voice, and she's like, first she just does her normal voice, and she's like, "Oh, hi, how can I help you?" And she's like, "No, that's not gonna work." And then she does like her little breathy voice, and she's like, "Oh yeah, it's working." And she starts doing it. And she's like, "What's your name?" "Mitch." And then she starts practicing like it's Mitch. And of course, this pervy thing is like just like a seance for the specter of because he magically summons him.
Yeah, he appears behind him like Candyman.
Yeah. Out of the ether, you summoned an aspiring gigolo.
That's true.
And she's like, "Kiss me, Mitch," and then he's like,
"Oh, your dick's so big, Mitch."
But yeah, she actually says,
Mitch Buchanan specifically.
She actually says, "Kiss me, Mitch," and then he kisses her, and she's like, "Ah!"
Yeah, he kisses her on the cheek.
And so, and then they do their whole little awkward, like, "Oh, yeah, practice, huh?" Sort of bullshit.
Yeah. And she cries for rape, and he's taken away. And then the credits roll. Da 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 da.
You're closer to the end than you realize with that ending. So yeah, then they're at the. So then it's like next day, she's at the phone sex place
With the wig.
Yeah. Her boss is Bart Simpson. Bart Simpson is her supervisor.
Yeah.
Right.
So, she's telling her the rules. And, like, she got, like, all whored out for this job that requires no visual contact at all.
That's funny, too.
Yeah.
She's got, like, the long nails and, like, the Long Island hair and, like, the see-through mesh, like, shirt with, like, the nude tone underneath it. Yeah. She's
Half
like,
bottom jeans, boots with the fur.
yeah, exactly. So she's all whored out, and Bart's giving her the rundown. I was so excited when I saw Nancy Cartwright on the credits.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, Bart Simpson's this episode.
It's funny.
I spent the whole... Funny thing is, I noticed her, didn't notice Michael Winslow. So I was all fucking amped for Bart Simpson. And I got Michael Winslow, and I was like, oh, shit.
I was all like, holy shit, is that Michael Winslow?
Anyway. Yeah. Giving her a rundown, like, oh, it's this much an hour, you work 55 minutes, 5-minute break. I'm like, Jesus, what the fuck is this, a sweatshop?
Yeah. It's not good.
And so then she gets her first, or she, when she sits down to, like, get all hooked up.
Yeah, they give her some scripts too, you know.
Yeah.
Like, oh, here's the naughty nurse, here's the...
Yeah, and they're like...
Here's your choose your own adventure guide. What the guy wants.
It was... They do, like, another shitty callback thing that I didn't even mention in the first place, in that she, like, they use Candy as, like, the fake name for, like, when she's practicing. She's like, oh, my name's Candy. And then they're like, you look like a regular Candy. And they give her, like, the regular Candy script.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then when she sits down, she's got a wire on it, so she tells Mitch and Ellerby who are out in the car. Like, alright, I'm all ready to start. And like, okay, it'll be fine. And then, and then they're just hanging out, trying to listen to her all day for doing phone sex stuff, but like she gets the first call, and she's got the little headset on, so she hits the button, and then she immediately hangs up on him because he says something filthy, and then so they're like, oh, we gotta give her pointers. So, like Mitch...
She needs encouragement.
Yeah. So the Hoff, starts with a little bit.
So there's going to share note to Bergerac a porn site?
No, not quite.
Sex line?
Almost.
That would have been a good twist, though.
That would have been funny.
Yeah, it would have been a better plot device. But that would have been really great with Ellerby doing his stuff.
Yeah.
Because it also would have sounded super racist if he did it. Because Hoff just gives her some encouragement, and then Ellerby does like you gotta do it like this, and he does his whole calling somebody hot sugar. And
Yeah, no, it's real.
He
funny.
basically turns into the slutty Medea.
It's real funny. Oh,
And he's like, oh shit. And the funny thing is, he starts it, and then Hoff looks over at him like, this guy's good. Hoff wants some of that hot sugar, is what I'm saying.
So that's the real shipping teams. Is Hoff Ellerby.
Yeah.
Angie, that's the
Nice.
Yeah.
And then Hammer, Files, and Phone. So then they give her the pointers, and she does a second call, and then they're just like hanging out, listening to their partners half of the phone sex call without the dudes half, and they just listen to that all day.
There's like a brief montage of her just going through
It's
this.
not. It is not at all a brief montage. It is a 2-minute, 15-second musical interlude of porno music plus vague moaning from different women and like some not too explicit
crop dusting from Hoff.
It's basically Ellerby and the Hoff. He's in the car jacking it.
Yeah.
Andy Harmon.
Yeah.
Andy Harmon dirty talks to these.
Like you do not want to open the glove box in that car. You want to let that congeal first and then remove it as a single block.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. It is literally a music video of like the porno blues. Like the guitar is even doing like the
Yeah.
So, and then she decides she's gonna make her move because she saw the guy leave, and so she gets up and like tries to do like the worst nondescript. I'm just gonna walk over here to where the office is and sneak in. Sneaks into the office that the guy just left from, and then the guy, and like she's looking around a little bit, and the guy is in there already, and says something to her, and then Hoff and Eller be like, "Oh shit, we gotta go." So they do what can only be described as the pain train maneuver on the security guard, because they're running towards the door, and the security guard's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he just steps in front of the door, and then it's just Hoff and Ellerby just decide to like go single file and just all ram him at the same time through the door. They're like, bam! And when they're going in, there's like a big commotion, but there's some people who are still on the phone sex thing, because what's funny is there's one person, I don't know what this woman's supposed to be doing, but there's one person who you can visibly hear meow on the phone 2 times.
Well, that's Kitty.
So, and they go in.
I missed that.
Yeah, I heard the meow. I was like, oh shit. She meowed twice. I wrote it down. And they go in there, and they have a discussion with the needlessly antagonistic guy again.
Yeah, because the whole situation was like, oh no, Angie's in trouble, let's go save her, and then she's not really in trouble.
She's like, he's like pouring a drink for her, and they're like
talking.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I knew you were suspicious, so I just walked in the side door that I have for this office, and they talk to him some more, and he's like, oh, I told her that going out on her own was a bad idea, but I wouldn't do anything to her. This is a business. It's like just here to make money and blah blah blah.
Being needlessly antagonistic.
Yeah.
This is business. Fuck you.
So yeah, it's
like he files his taxes and does everything right, but then writes "fuck you" on it.
It's just a memo of every check he writes.
Yeah.
Just for being an asshole is what he writes in some of them.
Does it all correct and then files it in a dead fish.
So yeah, so that stuff happens, and then cut back to the client and her boyfriend, and they're talking about how stuff's going, and they pretty much immediately like, yeah, it's totally this asshole who did it, because he's being all weird about shit.
Yeah.
And then they pretty much reveal it.
Yeah, with the red herring no longer pretty much cleared.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, there's only one person left.
Yeah. And so, but they don't leave.
Old man Jenkins.
She's like, I don't know why you're being so weird about this stuff. And then he's basically like, because I killed her and I don't want to tell you, is basically his response.
Yeah. Because I killed her.
And so then, when they show up, I can't remember if it's all three of them. Oh no, it's just Hoff and Angie are there.
Yeah.
Hoff and Angie are there. They show up and they're like, oh look, this was the splinter door that we got, and your prints match the door, and the blood type matches the killer, and then
Does it have DNA from, the scrapes under her ring?
Yeah, and then Hoff, in showing his expertise at fighting again, puts the guy in a full Nelson. It's like, oh look, there's only a few places somebody can reach when you're choking somebody, and then he shows that his head is scratched up from the hit, which it looked like it was leaking blood still. It just constantly leaks blood. This has been a few, they said at least 3 days, because that was the time frame given.
They don't tell you about the dude.
Well, they didn't give him the Elizabethan collar, so he just keeps scratching his head.
It's true. He doesn't have to come to shame on.
Either that or his hemophilia.
Yeah.
Real bad for dirt bike racing, I tell you.
So, Hoff has him in a full Nelson and immediately loses the fight that ensues.
Yep.
We're back to shitty fighting Hoff again. It's like
Everybody knows a Navy SEAL is no match for a dirt bike racer.
It's not one of those things where he gets to keep the experience points. It's like he has to spend them on a fight. So he spent them the last time when he won the fight. Now he's back. This is level 0 Hoff again. And so he loses the fight from one of the most dominant positions you can have in a fight ever. Yeah. Immediately, and the guy runs away. He gets on his dirt bike, and they radio up to Ellerby, and he's like, all right, I'm on the way. And so they had accounted for the fact that Hoff is going to lose this fight, and the guy's going to get on the dirt bike. Ellerby's on his motorcycle, his Easy Rider Special. It is not a bike made for chasing anyone.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, as the dude runs away, he basically says that he killed her because she was gonna
blackmail.
Because she was gonna blackmail her.
Yeah.
And stuff. She's like, yeah, she showed me tapes.
Yeah. Oh, that was the other piece of information that was revealed from the antagonistic.
Could be agnostic.
He could be. I don't know. I'm agnostic on his status as an agnostic. Was that
hey,
was a classic?
I'm a Buddhist.
Also, fuck you. Is that was a classic maneuver of the lady who's dead? Is she would record the tapes and then use them as blackmail for stuff.
Yeah.
And so and then the motorbike asshole's like, yeah, that's exactly what happened, and he runs away, gets on his motorcycle, and they're like, all right, Ellerby, it's all you now. Ellerby's like, on it, goes riding up all casually, and their whole plan was for him to just I guess meet the dude and then be like, hey, stop. But instead what happens is the guy just fucking turns around him because he's got a dirt bike, and they're in the hills.
Yeah, drives over the dirt and everything.
Yeah, he just goes off-road with his off-road vehicle.
And Ellerby's just on a Vespa or something?
And he's on a cruising motorcycle.
Oh, okay.
I said an Easy Rider Special. So then Ellerby's turns around and he's riding down the road, and then the dirt bike guy's just jumps over him just to taunt him, I guess. I'm not really sure why.
Yeah.
He just keeps jumping over him, and Ellerby's like, ah, shit. This is why you don't chicken places. Again, that would have been a good time for him to drop the chicken call back, but no.
It would have been, actually.
No, they didn't call that back at all. Instead, he's like, fuck, this guy's too good for me. And then I don't even remember how it transitioned from Ellerby trying to chase him to the Hoff. But I know Hoff pulled up with his shitty sports car.
I believe Ellerby crashes or something.
Yeah, he does. He eats shit.
He eats shit.
Oh no, I remember what it was now. It's the dude on the dirt bike who rolls up next to him, pulls out a stick that Ellerby had in his own saddlebag, and then fucking road rashes him, sticks it in his front wheel, and Ellerby totally eats hot shit.
Yeah.
It watches him and does nothing the whole time.
Yeah, he does nothing to stop this.
Hey, you can't do that.
Doesn't even give him that. He like the guy rolls up. Ellerby just turns and looks at him. The guy pulls the stick out like, hey, stick. I thought he was just gonna fucking lamp him on the head.
Yeah, so did I.
But instead he goes, fucking casually sticks it in his wheels. And totally fucking road rashes the shit out of him.
Yep.
They do like the Carlton, or not Carlton, the jazz.
Carlton.
Yeah, they do the Carlton.
They do the jazz shot being thrown out of the house because it's underneath. He's like, ah! And so then Hoff's like, oh shit! And Hoff's like pulling up in his sports car. And at this point, it feels like the Hoff isn't trying to catch him. It feels like the Hoff thinks it's a race. Because he keeps passing him.
Yeah.
And so he doesn't even know what's going on at this point. He keeps pulling in front of him, not stopping or slowing down or trying to cut him off or anything. He just pulls in front of him and they keep going fast. And the guy goes off-road and starts jumping over the Hoff now.
Hoff's like, where's the finish line?
And so then he gets to the point where Hoff like finds a nice turn on the road.
Uh-huh.
This guy's using off-road, but he's thinking, this is going to come down this road. Gets in front of him, turns the car sideways, gets out of the car, and the guy's running right towards him, or just rolling right towards him, and he's like, hey, stop! And the guy jumps over the car, and then it's at the edge of a cliff, and he just rides off a cliff, and you see him, like, eat shit off the bike, and the bike sliding down a cliff. Credits.
Yeah, dude just fucking dies off the edge of a cliff.
And Hoff just looks at him, and just credits roll. I was like, holy shit!
Yeah, it is so sudden.
You're like, da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck?
It is very jarring because it's like, oh, we're having a fun motorcycle chase. Dead, fucking dead, died off a cliff.
And that's the end of the episode. No dumb, we're gonna wrap this up at the nightclub. No, we wasted all that time in the porno montage. In the crop dusting scene. This is about the abrupt end of life. Yeah. It just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I kept looking at the episode going, there's not that much time left in this episode. They've got to wrap this up soon.
Yeah, no, I did the same thing. I was all like, wait a minute. It was around the time when Hoff got involved. I'm like, so how are they going to catch him already? They're going to take him back to the police? No, he's dead.
Well, they didn't want to waste all that time filling out all the paperwork. And...
It certainly makes it simpler, I suppose.
Yeah, oh god. Yeah, look at the last note. Oh shit!
Oh shit.
Because, yeah, that ending was...
It's actually a two-parter. The second part is the legal ramifications of causing a person to fly off a cliff.
Oh, God, that was...
And Hoff's legal battle.
Yeah, that was a doozy of an ending. I will say that was the most surprised I've been in an episode of this show. Was seeing the crazy violent end to that guy's life and what it meant. Because it was... That was a doozy. So, the question is, where do we rank this episode?
Yeah, that's a hard one. I really don't know.
Well, it definitely seems to be one of the slightly better episodes compared to some of the other ones.
It's definitely better than episode 2.
Yeah,
Episode 2 is by far
Blades.
either episode 2 is the worst piece of shit ever, or we are just getting accustomed to the shittiness of the show.
It's
No,
possible.
I'm pretty sure that number 2 is the worst ever. It is definitely the number 2.
Like, literally, everything else has been above the first episode, which we put at the middle. And then episode 2 is all the way down. We just put it at 2 because we're like, maybe there'll be something shittier.
Yeah.
So far, there hasn't been anything close to it. So, I mean...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure just the Hoff reading The Great Gatsby would probably still be greater than number 2.
This one has some... Oops. I closed everything. It's all gone.
No.
Deleted the whole episode. No.
Waste your phone.
Yep. Just reset. Yeah. So, just Juggalo. Oh, right. Just a Juggalo was 5.
Just a Juggalo. Very different episode.
I watched a damn video of that guy elbow dropping a microwave. Just Hoff elbow dropping a microwave over and over again for 42 minutes.
In clown makeup.
Yeah, that's a 9 right there.
Yeah, that would be a 9.
Don't go too far down because you'll spoil the next one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in the, like, I'd say it's, like, right in the heart of that, like, 6 to 7 range that everything seems to be hitting right now.
Uh-huh.
Like, I think it's up there with Just a Gigolo and Deadly Vision and Silent Witness, which all kind of...
Put it a little bit lower. Maybe a 6.
We do a flat 6. We don't have a flat 6.
Let's go. Let's give this one a flat 6.
Right.
It's episode 6, flat 6.
Yeah.
Yep.
Flat 6.
2 got a 2, 6 got a 6.
All right.
Yep. That's how we're rolling. 1 got a 5. Fuck you. Yeah, I mean, it's...
But did it have a bicycle wizard?
Well, Hoff almost got run over by the dirt bike when the dirt bike ran away.
Uh-huh.
He lost the fight immediately. The guy just, like, runs him backwards over... and, like, shoves him over a bench. And then runs away, and then basically like, I murdered the bitch because she's a bad person, and then almost hits him with a motorcycle.
Yeah.
So it's like he almost lost the fight and got hit by a two-wheeled vehicle again.
His kryptonite.
I mean, like, it has Michael Winslow and Nancy Cartwright in it.
Uh-huh.
That's high-profile guest stars for Baywatch Nights.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's true.
You get the hot sugar. Gotta love that hot sugar.
You do get the hot sugar.
Like you refuse to not say the
I
R.
will not. I refuse to do it.
Does hot sugar pull it up to 6.5 though?
I don't think. I mean, it's like there's still a lot of weird stuff with this episode.
Yeah.
No.
All right, we'll just call it 6.
There's a lot of weird dope stuff.
Yeah, the fact that there's no real ending to the episode.
There's no real ending.
Which is a plus and a minus.
There's like basically nothing for that attempted murder on Angie Hartman.
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing comes of that really.
Yeah, nobody cares.
It's basically just all for the red herring.
Yeah. No. Yeah, it's like there's a lot of stuff of no consequence in this episode.
The opening.
The opening has no point on the episode.
I remember they talk on like the Red Letter Media about the Italian horror movies where they put all the credits at the beginning. So that means that when it comes to the end, they just go boop. So it would have been, if it were like an Italian horror movie, he would have fallen off the end. They would go, huh? It would just been black screen.
Yeah, it just would have been like the end of The Sopranos.
That would have been appropriate actually.
The last shot would have just been Hoff's dumb face staring out at the dead guy. Because that's how it ends. Not even he just like looks over like.
Yeah, just a like.
And then it would be a Burger King commercial.
Yeah. Chicken fries are back, motherfucker. Yeah, it's a
What is the one right above it? Just real quick.
episode 4.
Episode 4. Deadly Vision. Deadly Vision does have a lot of weird. Yeah, no, I'm sticking by the 6.
Okay. So what's our next episode?
The next episode is episode 7. Let me pull up the thing here. I had it, and then it... Dang it!
I'm already looking at it.
No, you're not supposed to. Part of the game. It's Pressure Cooker.
Just the name.
Pressure Cooker?
Don't know what it's about.
Yes.
I know who's the
director,
I suppose.
The director in the story. There's another Geiger, which is the one who wrote this one.
Oh. Okay.
Well, the story is by Geiger. The teleplay is by Len Jansen and also Geiger.
By Len Kaminski.
And Len Jansen is the one who wrote the Just a Juggalo episode.
Just a Juggalo.
He teleplayed that one. The story was by somebody else. There's a lot. Yeah. When you need to figure out when you need the dialogue hammered out, you call Len Jansen.
Yeah.
Oh God. This is perfect. This is a great follow up. This feels like like we're starting to get into an arc here, Andre.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. So, what do you guys think Pressure Cooker is about?
Pressure Cooker.
The Hoff has to protect Julia Childs.
Hilarious.
In her steamy nightclub debut, because it's Baywatch nights.
Pressure Cooker. I'm assuming that it definitely involves like a restaurant or a chef, that sort of thing. And I'm assuming that metaphorical pressure being placed upon them, like something like the mob or something. I just don't know who is doing it. That's about the best I could guess.
All right. So the description is as follows: Hoff and Ellerby catch a drug dealer at a fast food chicken restaurant.
Nice.
Oh.
Then the dealer's brother takes the club hostage, demanding his release from prison. So my theory is that Ellerby's like, I'm going to invest in some goddamn chicken restaurants. And then they get into this whole mess. And see, pressure cooker can mean two things because, like you said, they're under some pressure from the guy. But also, you fry chicken in a pressure cooker. All makes sense.
I assumed it was completely metaphorical.
This is layers.
I was assuming it was completely metaphorical and mine was just a joke completely. But...
George Geiger, you clever bastard. This is. Oh, and he writes the next episode afterwards. There might be a chicken trilogy here.
Ooh.
It's hard to say.
Chickadee.
It'd be like the
leaves the
Cornetto
show
trilogy.
and just becomes a side character where they just buy chicken.
And these are the 3 episodes of the season written by Geiger, it looks like. They all come up right after each other. Great. So this could be the middle section. This could be our Empire Strikes Back of the Geiger trilogy. Ellerby loses a hand. Haas frozen in the freezer.
Everyone knows fried chicken's best in carbonite.
And he's like, I love you, Mitch. And he's like, I know. Because I'm the Hoff.
Alright.
See? They're setting things up now. Now they're getting into the swing of things. Uh-huh. There's this whole chicken arc going on.
The chicken arc. Which is the worst Noah's Ark ever.
Yeah, it's not a very good version of it. It's just chickens. This is kind of the opposite of the idea. It's
well, maybe
it makes more sense for the boat, though.
No. I think this is how you plug in Noah's Ark into the evolution thing, right? Noah loads up the ark with dinosaurs. The flood happens, but it's been long enough. They've all turned into chickens now. And then he just had a chicken restaurant. And now everyone's invest in Noah's Argo Chicken.
I was just thinking of a Noah's Ark themed chicken restaurant.
2 by 2, they came
Yeah.
into the bucket.
Well, it's like, so you get your Noah's Classic bucket. It's got 2 of every piece: 2 breasts, 2 wings, 2 thighs.
All right.
Yeah.
No, that's genuinely solid.
What would Jesus do? Well, he'd get the whole family meal. He's got enough chicken to feed all 12 disciples.
Comes with bread and fishes.
Yeah.
No, it's chicken. It's a whole flood of flavor.
Comes with a side of fish and chips. Toast. Yeah. No, that should legitimately be a thing.
Honor wants to invest in Noah's Chicken Ark. Well, I think the Jesus Family Feast would have then 2 of each kind of chicken they have, right? You got the regular,
Right.
You got the spicy, you got the the extra crispy or whatever, and the honey glaze.
Yeah.
And then enough fish and biscuits for the whole family.
Right.
Or just one of each.
It starts with one of each. But every time the server comes, they just bring more.
Yes, the bottomless fish and biscuit plate.
And the rainbow slaws. Our promise to never kill you with chicken again. Also, what's funny is this whole drug dealer fast food chicken thing. I'm wondering if this is where Breaking Bad got the idea. I think Vince Gilligan is a Baywatch Nights fan. It's my secret.
Well, it's the synonym for Geiger.
The other thing here is this episode is directed by Gus Trinokis. Gus is the name of the guy who owns the chicken place in Breaking Bad who's running the meth through it. Telling you, it all ties together. Breaking Bad, Noah's Ark, chicken restaurant, meth. Here we come, Alabama.
All right, we'll stop there.